Okay guys, so to start this really cute coaster, you're gonna need 5 different colors of yarn of your choice, but you will definitely need a green and a base color. And if not 3 different colors for the flowers, you can just do one, like this one that I made about 1 or 2 years ago. But it's gonna look a lot cleaner, more elevated, and yeah. After analyzing this, I actually decided that I wanted to switch out my hook size to a 4.5mm instead. So you're gonna need that, some scissors, and possibly a needle for sewing. We're starting off with the magic ring. You cross your yarn over your fingers to make an X. On the back side, it should just look like 2 lines. You pull that through, twist it, and then chain 1. And I have a much slower magic ring tutorial on my channel, so I'll link that in the description. Since you did a chain 1 to secure it, you're just going to chain 1 more so that we have our height for our project. Chain 2 doesn't count as a double crochet in this pattern, so you're going to continue to insert 12 double crochets into your magic ring. And you're just going to take your little tail that you have here and you're going to pull on it to close your magic ring up. And then you slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet and you're going to chain 2 so we can start on the second round. And in that same stitch you're going to increase, so that will be 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. And the repeat for this round will just be that. So 2 double crochets in every stitch all the way around until you get right back to the first one. And you're going to slip stitch as the first double crochet once again. And now we have one more round of your base color. Sorry that I got a little bit out of frame, but you're going to chain 2 again and you're going to just place 1 double crochet in the first stitch and 2 in the next. So the repeat pattern is double crochet, increase in the next. Meaning 1 stitch will just be a plain double crochet and then the next stitch after will be 2 double crochets. And instead of slip stitching, we're going to do something a little different to finish off this round. So instead, don't finish your last double crochet. You should still have 2 loops on your hook and you're going to pull that green yarn through, but make sure you twist it so you secure it basically. And if you want a little bit of extra security, you can do a slip knot and then pull it through. After that, you're just going to complete the slip stitch to join with your green yarn instead. But I always make sure I work over my previous yarn color so that you don't have to do much sewing or anything like that. And then you're going to chain 4. And insert 1 double crochet into the same stitch that you have your chain 4 in. And it creates this cute little gap thing that'll mimic the stem of your flower. To move over to the next part, you're just going to skip that stitch right there and insert a double crochet into the next. And then to create the little gap this time, you chain 1 and insert 1 more double crochet into that same stitch. So all the way around, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and double crochet into that same stitch. I know everyone has a different learning style, so I am also going to link the pattern for this in the description, if that's easier for you to follow than me just speeding through. After you've basically reached the beginning of the round, you aren't going to finish it with green. Similar to what we did in the beginning, we're going to insert a new color and use that to slip stitch. So I took the color for my first flower, and basically I'm going to be grabbing all the tails to make sure I've got everything and slip stitching into the gap instead. And then after that, you won't really need the green yarn much anymore, so I like to cut it. We are definitely still going to crochet it in, but yeah, just so it's not so messy, I like to tie it off, get it out of the way, and then we can continue working. I'm basically just going to chain 3, and then we're going to double crochet, but we're making double crochet clusters, so I'll show you what that looks like. So you don't finish off your double crochets to make clusters, you just have 2 stitches still left on your hook and continue to make more double crochets that you don't finish. And you're going to repeat that until you have 4 little loops on your hook. So a cluster is a yarn over, pull through 2, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 again. I accidentally scrapped my footage, but basically you just pull through all of them and then chain 2, slip stitch into that gap. Then we're going to insert our next color using that same pull through method, and you can pull on the previous color to tighten it. Work over those previous colors, but basically you slip stitch into the gap with your new color, chain 3, and then we're going to do a double crochet cluster repeat of exactly what we did in the last one. Keep repeating it until you have 4 of those loops on your hook, and then pull through all 4, chain 2, and slip stitch into the same stitch. And after this, I'm going to give you a way better example of how you insert a new color. So you're going to grab it, whatever color you want, and you basically just drape it over your hook, twist it, pull it through that slip stitch, and use that previous color to tighten it so that it holds its place a little bit better. And it does take a little bit to, get it together, but it looks really pretty in the end. So yeah, when you've got that all figured out and together, you're basically just going to slip stitch into the gap and repeat the double crochet cluster thing all the way around. And basically what I'm doing is just following the same order of colors that I chose. And since this can get so messy because we're crocheting over a lot of yarns, you have to make sure you pull on them, because if not, it's gonna look really wonky in the back, like how you can see right now. But I just find this the easiest so that I don't have a lot of loose, awkward ends that could possibly come out later down the line. If you take different yarn colors that are a little bit more similar in color, you can probably get a cleaner look with this method though. But anyways, I didn't mind it at all. I don't really think it makes much of a difference. So yeah, we can finish crocheting this last round together, and I just want to let you guys know that if you need any help, I always reply to comments. Okay, so here's how it turned out. It looks super cute and it's gonna be perfect for most of your cup sizes. But now I'm gonna just show you guys how to clean up the back and make it look a little neater. But like I said, the pulling and stuff definitely did help. But I see some little spots where I got kind of lazy. Anyways, we're going to first start off with that last color we were on. For me, that's orange. So I'm still attached with my slip stitch and probably a chain one, but I'm just going to snip off the orange yarn and then I should have a tail left over that we are definitely going to ignore for right now. And also I wanted to show you guys that if you want, you can like push the, and also if you want the flowers to have a little bit more texture or whatever, you can push some of them in. But working on the next few colors, I'm going to cut those pretty close. Most of the time I like to double knot them, and then I'm gonna pull the little flower over the knot so that when I snip it with the scissors you can't really see the yarn ends or whatever. Because they get hidden in the little flowers. And then for others, I like to just make one single knot and then snip it. And I do the same thing for where I made the magic ring. Most of the time you can crochet that in, but like a lot of times I just forget about doing that. So yeah, here we are. Having to worry about it later, but it's fine. And yeah, so your coaster should look something like this. The back, not as pretty, but not bad looking either. And then to make it a cute little bouquet, you can just fold it in half. And then you can fold it in half again, but here I'm doing this other thing where I like fold it like, I don't even know what you call this. But yeah, I was just giving examples, man, you know? And much after this video, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna tie on the little bow? And this is specifically great if you don't have anyone to help you hold it while you tie the bow around. Just get it into that little shape you want the bouquet to be. And then put a rubber band around it to hold it in place. And the bow will sit much better. So yeah, you basically just take some other random yarn. I decided to use a different color. You preferably should cut more so that you can, you know, snip some of it if you need to later. Just basically tie a knot and then, you know, make a bow. But it's kind of hard doing it like this because it's going to constantly slide off. So that's why I said use the rubber band method if you don't have anyone else to help you hold it. But yeah, even if you do, it just looks cleaner. Like, look at this. Anyway, I hope you guys liked today's video and I'll catch you in the next one.